Imagine a scenario where you, a strong, determined guy who has always managed everything, begins to feel the weight of an invisible battle. Suddenly, that energy to conquer the world seems to disappear, and the feeling that something is out of place begins to grow inside you, even if externally everything seems fine. Maybe you've noticed that lately, things that didn't bother you before are becoming too heavy. Maybe you've started to withdraw from your friends, lose your patience over everything, or even have trouble sleeping or finding motivation for the basics. Believe me, you are not alone in this. This video is not another one of those old talk about feeling down. Here, we get straight to the point. There are clear signs that your mental health may be being sabotaged, and that is exactly what you will discover here. Let's talk about the top 10 signs that many men ignore, and throughout this text, you will realize how important it is to recognize these signs before they end up controlling your life. The impact this can have on your performance, both at work and in your personal life, is huge, and ignoring these signs will only make you more and more vulnerable. And you know what's most important? By understanding and sharing this knowledge, you will not only help yourself, but you will be that guy who offers the way out for many others who, like you, are dealing with this in silence. Let's understand the signs, explain what they really mean, and most of all, how you can come out of this stronger than ever. 1. Persistent feelings of sadness or depression. Ever feel that feeling of drowning in a sea of sadness? A place where the days drag on like endless hours and the nights seem eternal. A place where even the most sincere smiles sound fake and the simplest joys seem distant like a dream. This is depression, an invisible entity that settles in our soul and robs us of vital energy, hope, and the will to live. It's more than just a bad day, a bad week, or a tough month. It is a condition that infiltrates every aspect of our lives, from our deepest thoughts to our simplest actions. Depression does not discriminate. It can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, race, or social class. It is a disease that needs to be treated with the same seriousness as any other, and denying its existence or trying to ignore it will only make it deepen and strengthen. If you are feeling this way, know that you are not alone and that help is available. Don't wait for sadness to go away on its own, as it can become a constant and unwanted companion. 2. Extreme mood swings. Ever feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster? One day, you're on top of the world, with adrenaline pumping through your veins, and the feeling that nothing can stop you. The next day, you find yourself at rock bottom, with a heavy soul and lost hope. These mood swings, which seem to come out of nowhere and take you from one extreme to another in a matter of hours, could be a sign that something more serious is happening. Bipolar disorder is like a never-ending emotional roller coaster, where the highs and lows are so intense that they can leave you exhausted and disoriented. One day you are full of energy, brilliant ideas, and grandiose plans, and the next day you feel unable to get out of bed, with no desire to do anything and with deep sadness. These abrupt mood swings can affect every aspect of your life, from your relationships and work life to your self-esteem. If you are feeling this way, know that you are not alone and that help is available. Bipolar disorder is a treatable condition, and with proper treatment, you can take back control of your life and experience greater emotional stability. 3. Excessive anxiety. Just imagine, you are in your room, that place that should be your sanctuary, the space where you relax after a long day. But instead, there's a constant feeling of heaviness, as if a dark cloud is always hanging over you, no matter how much the sun shines outside. You try to relax, try to turn off your brain by watching your favorite series, maybe getting lost on social media or sending messages to your friends, but nothing seems to alleviate that feeling that something bad is about to happen. That, my friend, is what many of us know as excessive anxiety. And it's not just that little anxiety that hits you before an important meeting or a date. It's something much deeper, something that consumes every second of your life. Every notification on your phone feels like an alert that something is wrong. That message you sent yesterday, you start going over in your head, wondering if you said something inappropriate, if it was misinterpreted. And even when everything around you is calm, it's like your mind is on an endless loop of catastrophic possibilities, a constant what if. And then you try to hide it, pretend that everything is fine. Go to work, talk to your colleagues, try to keep your smile, but inside the storm is in complete chaos. You try to escape, immerse yourself in work, or go to your workout at the gym. But that little voice inside keeps telling you that something is about to go wrong. Suddenly, that simple idea of going out for coffee alone seems scary, or answering a phone call becomes an event that leaves you in a cold sweat. 4. Social isolation. You know that moment when the only thing you want to do is hide from the world, crawl under the covers, and just leave the chaos outside while you try to find some peace? Sometimes the bedroom feels like the only safe place where the noise of social media, life's expectations, and the weight of responsibilities can't reach you. Silence, for a while, seems like the only solution to take a breather in the midst of all this. Distance from people stops being temporary and becomes your new reality, until you find yourself canceling plans with your friends, making up excuses not to go out, even though deep down you know that being with them would be good for you. That event you were looking forward to before, now you prefer to let it go. You begin to distance yourself, and without realizing it, you are creating an invisible barrier between you and the world. And the more you avoid it, the harder it seems to break this pattern. The danger of prolonged isolation. It begins to fill spaces within you with feelings of sadness and hopelessness. And the more you feed this distance, the more these feelings grow. Don't be fooled by the idea that isolation is more comfortable. In fact, it is robbing you of your light, your joy, and your energy. Reconnecting with others is more than an outlet. It's the key to reclaiming your shine, your freedom, and the pleasure of living your life to the fullest. 5. Delusions or hallucinations. What you once knew as real begins to distort in subtle but undeniable ways. And the world around you seems to be transforming into something you cannot understand or control. Maybe you start to believe that someone is watching you, not just on social media, but in the real world. Every look on the street seems to carry a hidden meaning. Every word people say around you sounds like part of a plan that only you can understand. Even without a clear reason, you begin to think that the universe is conspiring against you, creating signs where, for others, there are none. The fear is real, intense, and the worst thing is that, to the people around you, none of it makes sense. Your friends and family try to support you, but no matter how hard they try, the invisible barrier between their reality and yours is impenetrable. What you see, what you hear, what you feel for them, it simply doesn't exist. And that's when loneliness becomes even more crushing, because you're trapped in this parallel reality, where the rules are different, where the danger is real, but invisible to everyone. Right now, what you are experiencing goes far beyond just outside-the-box thoughts or a creative imagination. This is psychosis, a serious and frightening condition that needs immediate attention. It's not about having mental power or seeing what others don't see. It's something deeper, something that can separate you even further from reality and the people who care about you. 6. Difficulty in dealing with everyday situations. Now think about this. You open your eyes in the morning and instead of feeling that usual energy to start the day, everything seems incredibly heavier, as if the universe had tripled the weight of your responsibilities overnight. What should be simple, like dragging yourself from bed to the kitchen to make your coffee, suddenly seems like a monumental task, almost like climbing Mount Everest without any equipment. And the worst? No. We're talking about little things like getting up, wearing something comfortable, or even just looking at your reflection in the mirror. And no, this isn't a lack of motivation or laziness, or any of those things people say when they don't understand what's happening to you. This goes far beyond a lack of will or willpower. It's as if somewhere inside you, the spark that used to push you forward, that spark that makes you live your routine and fulfill your responsibilities, has simply gone out. Your brain is trying to tell you that something is wrong, and your body is echoing that, paralyzing you like it's stuck. And the most common thing is to try to push it, force yourself to do things, put that smile on your face, and pretend that everything is fine, when in reality, Every action is a battle. But guess what? This is a clear sign that your mental health needs attention, and ignoring these signs will only take you further away from feeling your best again. Don't let the world make you believe that hanging in there is the only solution. 7. Changes in sleep pattern. Maybe you've noticed that quick nap you would have taken after lunch now goes on for hours, and yet you wake up feeling exhausted, as if you hadn't slept at all. This is your mind giving you a warning. Depression is slowly draining you. And irregular sleep isn't just a detail, you know? It's your body trying to warn you that something is completely out of whack. Emotions become uncontrolled, irritation increases, and that feeling of being completely disconnected from the world only grows. That simple email, the text message from your friend, even the breakfast that used to be an automatic part of your routine, all of this starts to seem like a gigantic, almost insurmountable effort. And if you're sleeping too much, it's not much different. The more you sleep, the more you feel distant from what's going on around you, as if life is happening without you. And the world is a party you weren't even invited to. It's not just laziness or lack of energy. It's your body and mind asking for help, showing you that something needs to change. Sleep is the key to finding your balance, taking back control, and reconnecting with the incredible person you truly are. Don't let this warning go unheeded. You deserve more than just getting through each day. You deserve to truly live. 8. Drug and alcohol abuse. It's that feeling of being overwhelmed, as if the world is falling apart and you don't know where to start to put things back together. At these times, the temptation to escape is real. And sometimes you might think that grabbing a glass of wine or something stronger is the solution, as if alcohol or even drugs could give you a break. Turn off your mind for a few moments and get that giant knot out of your chest. But here's the truth that deep down you already know: this doesn't solve anything. At the time, it may even seem like you are controlling the situation, that you are finding a way to deal with everything. But as soon as the effect wears off, reality hits you even harder, like a wave that was just waiting for the right moment to hit you, to tear down. And I know that in the heat of the moment, it can feel like there is no other way out, that this is the only way to survive the chaos you are feeling. But the truth is that alcohol or drug abuse will never be the solution. On the contrary, it is a route that will take you even further from where you want to be, at peace with yourself, regaining control of your life and your feelings. Using substances to escape pain is a trap, because while you try to silence the sadness, anger, or anxiety, those emotions don't go away, they just get harder to deal with over time. 9. Uncontrollable outbursts of anger. But when you find yourself exploding with anger over situations that normally shouldn't affect you that much, like someone cutting you off in traffic or your phone dying in the middle of an important call, it could be a sign that something deeper is happening. It's happening inside you. And then without realizing it, you're shouting, slamming doors, or saying things that deep down you didn't even want to say, but anger takes over in such an intense way that it seems like you've lost control. It's as if a small spark sets off a giant fire, and before you know it, the damage has already been done, leaving not only those around you hurt, but also eating you up inside. Those disproportionate outbursts of anger that seem to come out of nowhere could be telling you that there's something deep down inside. Perhaps it's repressed anxiety, an unresolved trauma, or a mood disorder you haven't yet identified. Anger, in fact, is the visible symptom of something much deeper and more painful that is asking to be addressed. And the more you ignore it, the more these outbreaks start to become frequent and difficult to control. Being stuck in this cycle of anger is not only exhausting, it's like carrying a ticking time bomb that affects your peace, your energy, and your relationships. 10. Thoughts of self-harm or suicide. These thoughts of wanting to hurt yourself or even end it all are not just alarming. They are a desperate cry that something is very wrong, that the emotional pain you are carrying has reached a point that seems unbearable. And the scariest thing about it all is that they often appear subtly, almost like a suggestion in your mind, disguising themselves as a solution to what seems to have no way out. If you are going through this, if these thoughts have started to arise and you feel like you are on the verge of a breakdown, it is essential to understand that this is not weakness or a lack of courage. It is your body and your mind asking for help, and that it cannot in any way be ignored. You are stronger than you think, and there's always a way out. No matter how cloudy the path may seem right now, with the right support, you can find ways to ease this pain and reclaim your life fully and truly. Never underestimate the power of asking for help, because your life is important. We've reached the end of this video, but remember, this is just the beginning of your transformation. Now that you know these signs and understand the importance of taking care of your mental health, it's time to act. Don't let this information remain just in theory. Share this video with someone who may be going through this, because you could be the support they need. And of course, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any future content. Together, we will continue to bring you information that can make a difference in your life and the lives of so many other people. And always remember, what you think affects what you feel guides what you do, and what you do creates your results.